Attention. Gaddafi, Manafi. It's all about education. It's all about information. It's all about entertainment and controversy.
Sanmanani, hello everybody. This is Gaddafi Manafi, Gaddafi Anyala Mosadi. This is your entertainment freedom fighter, and welcome to today's episode. As I promised you, we're gonna bring only important people, people that are relevant to the industry. You know, people are gonna teach you things, and people are gonna contribute to your growth in the entertainment industry. And today I have one of the people that I personally look up to, and who have mentored me in the music business. I'm talking about business, not Gaddafi character, the business side of things. So for me to be able to tell you about what contracts are and what they entail, what 1, 2, 3 should happen, is because I've been hooking up. So today I just want to introduce you to one of the people who have mentored me in the industry for the longest time, actually, when I didn't know shit about the industry. And they were able to do that for me. So I mean, we are passing on the legacy, because this is the legacy they gave to me, so I'm gonna pass it on to you. Namhlanje I have none else than Maxwell Baloyi. Hi Maxwell, welcome.
Yo, hi, good.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm super grateful, man. I'm grateful.
Yes.
How have you been?
I've been good. I've been pushing, man. I've been trying my level best to, to stay in the game and to keep everybody relevant in the game. Not everybody, but those that I could, is exactly what I did. How have you been?
I've been good. We are grateful.
Yes. Thank you for agreeing to be with us today. It's an honor, it's a privilege for me, because you're a very busy man, and either you are teaching or you're working or you're preparing for a lecture. I get you by mistake these days. It's no longer on that level where it's just a 911. I just call and then So thank you so much for being with us today. By means of introduction, Maxwell Baloyi is a music teacher or lecturer at Central Johannesburg College. He's a musician, a music director, a producer, a songwriter, a lover of people, a philanthropist, and of course, a mentor to some of us, So welcome to Attention. And how has COVID treated you? Like, how has it been during COVID? Personal-wise and work-wise?
COVID has been real. Besides that, thank you for inviting me on this space.
Yeah.
COVID has been real, but however, we need to forge our way out. More especially in our arts fraternity. COVID has been real, and we just have to have a way to march forward.
Yeah. And have you adjusted? Like, are you coming out? Or are you still you're still pulling yourself out?
Look, it's been a huge space to reflect in lots of things, beside you relying on people, but just self-introspection. What is it that you need? Because first started like it feels like very lonely, but later on you realize that it's a great time as well to try to dig inside your soul and try by all means to prioritize things that are very important. I think for on my side, I'm not going to speak for everyone.
Yeah. So are you telling us that there's a COVID song that you have come up with?
Not really a COVID song, but
Yeah,
You
but a
see,
song that was that was inspired by where you were mentally or spiritually because of COVID. That's why I said COVID
yeah,
song. Yeah,
okay, yeah, there are lots of sounds that I was trying to explore,
yeah,
that I'm still trying to explore, which will be tied to the project that I'm busy with, which is a solo piano, called The Reincarnation of Faith Beyond Fear.
nice.
So the solo piano and a little bit of ombira, because I play a little bit of ombira. Look, I mean, COVID pushed me to the space where I have to really check this instrument. Let me show you the instrument. This instrument. This one.
It's under the
Really?
chair.
Yeah, behind the chair. Okay, let me show you the instrument. This one. So this is my new instrument,
What is it called?
Sembira.
Mira. Oh,
Yeah, Sembira from Zimbabwe.
oh. How do you
Yeah.
play?
So,
Is it like? Do you play it like a guitar?
no, use thumbs. It's not like a guitar. So Europeans they call it the thumb piano.
So you use
Yeah.
this?
Mm.
Ah,
Mm.
okay, okay.
So it will be part of my project. Well, I've been trying to play it. I'm not really perfect, but
Yeah,
I'm trying
but
to get somebody who's going to teach me. But as well, I realize that finding somebody to teach me, there will be technique. Sometimes you don't need really technique to play an instrument.
yeah,
Beside you trying to explore more of the sound,
yeah.
Mm.
But we are grateful because I don't think we'll be getting anything from you if it was not of COVID. Like you said that you have written a lot during the time. Because as far as I remember, you were always busy prior COVID. It was either school days or you're on the road doing your own gigs and all of that. But I've been looking forward. It's been over what, a decade where I've been on some, like, when are you releasing? When is Maxwell Baloyi releasing his own material? So
It's a,
I'm excited about that.
mm.
So, okay, before we go deep into music, please just tell us briefly who, I know who you are, but the viewers out there, who don't know who Maxwell is, and those who know you as a musician, obviously, but just to tell us a bit, Uzi or Ovelapi, like, how did you get into, even to where you got into, where you decided to go and study music? Where is Maxwell from? By origin?
Okay, by origin, I'm from Limpopo,
Mm-hmm.
Malamulele. So there's this small village in Malamulele called Shitlelane. That's where I
Yeah,
come from. Musical background, I don't have really a huge complicated musical background where, like, because I know most of the guys that come from church. I
yeah,
never had an opportunity in church to play a piano based
yeah,
on other reasons that are beyond your control sometimes, which
yeah,
of course we're not going to talk about them here.
yeah,
But I never really had opportunity to have piano, to have a keyboard or to play keyboard in church when
mm,
I was still in high school.
yeah,
Yeah, yes. But I was participating a lot in choral activities
mm-hmm.
in my high
It's good.
school.
Yeah,
Yes. And we had people who've been doing music around. So my brother is a bass player, and he had a huge collection of beautiful music, which of course
nice.
I consider him as one of great influence towards my career.
Wow.
I remember he introduced me to what's this album by Salif Keita a long time ago, and he was rooted more in indigenous music.
Yeah,
Um, which of course my late sister, she was a vocalist as well. So
Wow.
um, then later on, I went to do music. Um, Way back then, it was Natal Technicon. Um, uh,
So you went to
then
Durban?
I went to Durban to do music, um,
Okay.
jazz and popular music with the Natal Technicon. Then after that, I went to University of KwaZulu Natal. I think that was a migration because I
Yeah.
remember we moved from Natal Technicon to ML Sultan. Then later on, we moved to University of KwaZulu Natal.
Yeah.
I continued with my degree. That was a diploma when I was still with Natal with University of KwaZulu Natal as a degree, so it's an honors.
Yeah.
And then after that, I moved back to Pretoria. That was 2006. I got a job in a school called Okrim School of Music. I was
Yeah.
teaching music there.
So
Um,
teaching music, has it always been the main goal? Or would you wanna study music so that you can teach? Or has it just been that you have the passion for music and you wanted to become a musician?
Believe me, I never really thought I was gonna be well, I consider myself a mentor when it comes to music rather than being a teacher. But I mean, you cannot really say that on that space. You know,
Yeah.
I think it came natural, but I never really anticipated that I will have office where I'll sit down and young people will come through to learn
Yeah.
piano, improvisation, or oral. You know. But you see, with with everything that's happening here in South Africa when it comes to music fraternity and art space,
Mm-hmm.
you not really need to survive, but you need to have a little bit of a background financially. You have to be stable. So
Yeah.
I took a job based on those reasons. But later on, I realized that actually I love teaching as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's why
Yeah.
I stayed for such a long time on this ground,
Yeah.
and I'm still teaching.
And how long has it been now since you've been teaching music?
Yeah. How long has it been? I think it's 15, if not 20 years. Yeah,
20 years.
15, yeah, 15, around 15. 15, if not 16.
Uh,
So I had
okay.
an opportunity to teach with the university, Okrim School of Music. Then later on, I migrated to CJC, and then I was
Yeah.
doing part-time classes to the University of Pretoria.
Yeah. And how has it been being on the giving side? Because I get it, when you were at school, you were on the receiving side and you were a student. How has it been with I mean, for the years that now or last year for so many years? Clearly, there's something that is working and there is something that makes you stay there. What is it that you enjoy about teaching?
What I enjoy about teaching is you tend to be a student.
Wow.
So regardless of your position that you're employed as a teacher, but
Yeah.
you tend to be student because you learn a new thing each and every day, and even the methods as well. So
Yeah.
for me, it's more like you tend to be rejuvenated each and every time.
Yeah. So when you teach, what do you teach? Do you only teach how to play, or do you also go into theory? I'm just trying to imagine when someone say I'm studying music, what is it that they're actually studying? Will you go to class, and what is it that you when they come to your class, baphuma bafunde ini?
The technical part of the instrument, obviously, the rudiments of the instrument. Uh,
So,
but
so
my
do you play and then everybody like surrounds you and watch how you play and then imitate you? I'm trying to understand how everybody is grasping the same thing at the same time when they're being taught by one person. So your typical classroom, how is it placed? Do you have a piano in the center? and then they have their own pianists as well.
That's a great question. So I'm teaching piano as a subject as well to the
Yeah,
pianist. We
yeah.
have one-on-one for each and every pianist. So let's say we have one student who have 45 minutes will come to my
Mhm.
office and we go through all these rudiments. We go through all the scales, pieces,
Yeah,
if there are pages and all these things that are happening. So it's one-on-one before the ensemble, before the improvisation. However, I teach improvisation as well. So
yeah.
with improvisation, it's a group where you will have a song and everybody
Okay.
plays the melody, and then later on they take solos within those solos, and then you start giving the patterns, you start giving guidance in terms of technique, how to solo on those songs.
So
And
how many students therefore do you have in one class? If you're gonna do one-on-one, how many students do you have in one class?
for an example, this semester, I think I've got 9, if not 10 pianists that I'm seeing.
Wow. Okay.
That's one-on-one.
Okay. And
But
then when you
with
teach
it,
them, if it's all of them, then how many are they? Is it all of them, the 10 of them, or do you have more than that number?
with improvisation, remember, with improvisation, I'm seeing more than 20 students as a group.
Oh, wow.
So we've got vocalists, we've got the saxophone players, we've got drummers, we've got other instruments that are involved.
I see.
That's a group for improvisation, not for piano.
Yeah.
So I teach
Okay.
improvisation, I teach piano, and then I teach oral as well, which is ear training.
Yeah. Nice. And yes, you've been a teacher, but you've also been on the ground where you are also a performer, you know. And so you've been a student, you've been a teacher, and now doing your gigs. Um, do you think it's important to study music? And I'm asking that because when you're on the field, you find that there's people that are talented, and then you find who didn't go to school for music, and then you find people who have gone to music school to study and can play as good as those who didn't go to study music. So the question then should be: do you think studying music is that important, or what's important about studying music?
That's a very hectic question. Tends to be difficult, and I don't know how I'm gonna answer it. But
Please.
yeah, but look, um, whether you've studied music or you never went to school of music,
Mm,
i- if the sound has chosen you, you're not going to have any problem with articulating with whatever you are choosing to do.
yeah,
At the end of the day, whatever you study, whatever you do, whatever varsity you go through it, you go there to gain knowledge. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to forget whatever you've studied, because the process of creativity starts when you forget. I don't know if you get me. Look, it's good to go and study music. It's good to go and study whatsoever you have to study.
yeah.
But the process of creativity doesn't come from studying.
It makes sense.
The process of creativity, it comes through naturally. And which,
Yeah,
of course, for such a long time, we never had a platform in all these facilities, in all these schools, where like allow people to be more creative.
yeah.
And I guess it will take time to get to that level where like people have to be given a space to create something beyond whatever they're studying.
So, so if you say that they should forget for them to start being creative, if I'm understanding you, why should then they why should they study then?
go through the process. Go through the process because everything has a process. But at the end of the day, whatever process you went through, you have to master, but you need to really seek within yourself to understand what is that you can give. Because a syllabus or whatever modules that has been got together for you to go through and pass or to obtain it, it doesn't determine the space or the knowledge that is embedded within yourself.
Yeah. And so what limitations do you think a musician will have if they don't study music? Like the opportunities. I'm trying to find, I think what I'm trying to figure out is what are the opportunities that someone who studies, because someone is watching right now and they want to get into the industry, and there's now they're stuck between, should I go and study or not? Because it looks like even people who didn't study music are succeeding. So what is it that I should do? And right now, as they're listening to you, what benefits are there for them to or opportunities rather after studying? We would say these are the opportunities that you can be talented and come as talented as you are, have your own sound and blah blah, but you'll be limited when it comes to 1, 2, 3.
I don't think there will be any limitation.
No limitation. So are you saying to me right now you're saying to me, when Maxwell, you wouldn't be teaching music, even if you'll still be teaching music, even if you didn't study music, right?
Well, depends.
Yes, depends on
Look,
what.
let's simplify everything. You go to school of music, the first thing that they will give you probably is a theory of music, how to understand the theory of music and how to read music. And then later on, you even get a diploma, which of course it might really open some other doors, but it doesn't really say you are a good player than people who never went to school. See, so you tend to obtain basics, but what I'm trying to emphasize on it will be beautiful to see a structure or that goes beyond a paper, so that we can be able to learn from the masters who doesn't even have a paper.
But at the same time, and I always say this with so much passion, Wuti, the importance of studying music as well. Look at on the perspective of the kind of opportunities it creates. Like now you can be a lecturer, right? And at the same time, as a musician who's on the ground, you can, besides making money out of, well, releasing your own music, writing and releasing your own music, or being a ghostwriter and blah blah. But you can also be score music for internationals, or you can play music for internationals, because they send you is a score. Then you can read music, and I don't see how you can read music if you didn't go to music school. Or am I wrong?
You are right, Gaddafi. However, I remember I'm speaking from the both side of the fence. What I'm trying to emphasize, if we had a great structure, we see all these things that we're talking about. You will be able to score music. You will be able to transcribe music and write it down. We had those programs from the ground level, from your primary. You wouldn't be really going to university to do that. So the structure that we're having, it was actually where like you will go to high school and you're busy with maths, you're busy with physics. Now I'm trying to bring the background where what I'm trying to emphasize. You're busy with maths, you're busy with physics, you're busy with, is there life orientation? life orientation and all the stuff that are happening. And then later on, you realize that you only need music.
I see what you're saying. I see
So
what
you
you're
see what
saying.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about. So
yeah.
I don't know whether we in the good space, or like say it's a you go to tertiary to study music, and you tend to get lots of opportunities, while we never really sat down and try to, I'm not trying to be politically young, but I'm trying to
But you
emphasize
are.
that,
You
yeah,
are.
had we had those opportunities from the ground level, where like you study music theory when I was still in high school, would you go to varsity to continue to get a degree? And why are we having all these degrees and diplomas? And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to really discourage any person who wants to go and study music.
Yeah, because then otherwise you'll be jobless,
I know, I know, I know, but we need to really confront these issues, because even people who go to study music, some of them, they don't even know what to do with this music after studying.
Yeah.
The guidance beyond that.
Mm. So since you're in the position that you're in right now, I believe Ohore, you have superpowers to make that impact, to make those kind of proposals, uh, considering Pimanje, like your position and your connections. I mean, you know people in the industry, and I'm sure you have Natim Teta's number on a speed dial.
Get that, please. No.
So for my question is, why are you not probing? Why are you not giving those kind of suggestions to the educational system? Because I think Unatim Teta kind of person needs people like you who are on the ground, who are engaging with these young people on a tertiary level, but who understands that these kind of things are actually more significant should if zikala, a primary school, or even a crash la they play ama toys, but then they learn as much as they learn the ABC. Now you learn how to kind of play music. So why are you not implementing that? Is there people that just begin to about this, or is it just something that you're wondering about and hoping it happens once upon a time?
No, on the background, I'm doing something about it. There are projects that we're busy with, which of course I'm not going to really outline them right now. But
Yeah,
we are trying by all means, because few years ago, you for sure you know all these things, because I mean, we exist from the struggle era as well. We used to have music, and music was part of the activism. We had music that
yeah,
sharing lots of struggle about black people and other issues as well that are relevant, you know.
yeah,
And what we need to do right now is to reinstate or resuscitate the role of art and music in the community. And how do we do those things? We have to start from our community, which of course I'm busy with those things right now.
yeah,
And we need to have a syllabus. We need to have the material that's relevant to our problems, or that's relevant to our culture as well, you know.
mm,
Well, it's a good thing to use both a microscope to zoom into these things, but however, we need to start writing our own music, documenting our own music, doing
yeah,
our own things, so that we can be able to have a legacy. That's what
yeah,
I'm busy with, and
yeah,
it doesn't have to be really politically inclined. Start by trying by all means to get them young guys in the community, and try to channel them towards good direction. It doesn't mean that they have to play piano. It can be other instruments. It can be your art and whatsoever.
yeah. And have you tried? I don't know if you've been following Umbuso. I think Umbuso Koza is also trying to, but on the cultural side, teaching teaching about our background, bringing our own culture into music. That it doesn't have to be studied music that is studied at school, where like sifunda music wabelungu, and then we bring it to our culture. But instead, taking our culture and creating music out of our own culture. So at least the kind of programs that you guys will be, working together with, like what our Mbuze are trying to push. And I think another one is Unduduzo. And these are just a few people that I know which they are very actively into trying to, make things better than how they struggled to get to where they are, musically and being known globally. And so is this the kind of programs that you are planning to marry with to implement or to even achieve what you're trying to do?
I'm even excited to see project that has been done by Billy Muna.
Yes,
Billy
yes.
has done a very great job on the project of
Oh,
researching guitar. So we need more programs like those ones, and
yeah,
what, like you said, what Muso is doing and Dudozo, and we still have people like Master Pops Mohammed around,
yes,
We still
yes,
have masters like your Madala Kunene. We still have your Vos Mahlasela.
yeah,
We have lots of masters. So I think the biggest um, uh, outcome that we can get from all these masters is to be able to have our own way of documenting and have a way of having a syllabus. However, they must have a space as well to be accessing all these varsities and colleges that we're having.
yeah,
Now you realize that when I say we have to learn and gain knowledge, but at the end of the day, you need to forget so that you can have a space to create. Because these masters, they are not really bound by theory. They're not
yeah,
confined by the syllabus, but
yeah,
there's a lot of things that we can learn from them.
yeah.
Which of course it will take a little bit of time, but we are proactive.
And what is it that you're doing, what like Ali Mohammed? Uh,
Um, Pops, Bra
Pops.
Pops
Yes,
Mohammed.
yes.
I've been following Bra Pops for more than 12 years now,
Wow.
trying to learn from him because he plays lots of instruments and trying by all means to learn the sound because I believe there's a sound before the song.
True.
So it doesn't require lots of skill to understand the sound. It's just a matter of you just have to be a devotee and follow someone up until you learn everything so that you can pass it to the other generation.
Yeah.
Anyway, in African context, we learn from that. You learn from the elder so that you can pass knowledge to the other ones, not from the books.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So um, what I've been doing, and which of course is a privilege to be around such greatness, um, I've been learning from Pops, and I'm trying by all means to mimic whatever is playing and take it to piano
Yeah.
because I I feel this I feel like there's this a great interpretation that I can get from either is Kora or is Mbira that I can translate to the piano.
Yeah.
However, there are other stuff that I'm learning from him beyond playing music itself, the
Yeah.
experience, what you want to do.
Yeah.
And
And
I hope
sorry to cut you.
yeah,
Yes. Finish your
I
sentence.
hope I'm still busy trying to write this biography.
So you're helping him with the biography.
Yeah, I'm helping him with a paragraph.
Okay. So, and being active as an artist across different genres is not only jazz, where I've seen you, play, but it's also like your dance music as well. Do you think, I don't know if there's any genre, do you play gospel?
I think there's no genre at all.
Yeah, but I can na as a customer music, there's a genre. When as a musician, there's no genre. But me, when I buy, I go into a shop, aiming that I'm going to buy gospel, or aiming that I'm gonna buy jazz, or that I'm gonna buy dance music. So when I say that so I'm just mentioning the genres that personally I've heard you or seen you play, right? Um, and when you say there's no genre for you, what does that mean? Does it mean that no matter what what genre you play, for you it's just music?
There's a sound.
It's a sound. Mind you, when you with the project that you're working on right now, what are you focusing on? Are you saying that it's gonna accommodate everybody? It's not jazz, it's not dance, it's nothing. It's just for everybody.
I'm focusing on the sound.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna get that one day. What this sound? I know what sound means, ne? But
Hmm.
it's
So
kind of
piano
just
is the so I'm using a piano as a mouthpiece, as the
yeah.
extension of what I feel. And how do you get as a genre for that? How do we categorize something that I mean a piano it's existing? Now I'm using a piano as a mouthpiece. And how do we get a genre for that?
So it means we see what you are, the sound that you are coming up with, or that you're trying to communicate through your piano hasn't been heard before. That's what you're saying to me.
I wouldn't say that because I mean birds are singing each and every day and everyone is listening to the birds. So you wouldn't tell me that the birds, you never heard the birds singing in the morning. So this is a different influence. For an example, I've been listening more to Omusangari from Mali, and I've been listening more to Tomani, the kora player from Mali,
Yeah,
and Sona Dibat from Gambia.
yeah,
And I struggle by all means to have a category because those are the things that are influencing me right now
I
in
see.
terms of the sound. But still, I take notes of the birds that are singing each and every morning without failing, regardless
Yeah,
of the weather. You know. So
yeah,
you wouldn't say you only draw music from people who are playing instruments because they are singing songs that are relevant as well.
yeah. And who have you worked with so far? We know you've already mentioned Mohammed. Mohammed
Pops,
Pops.
pops.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have mentioned him. Who else have you worked with so far? Ngicela uname drop osicomele ukuthi wena usebenze nobani.
No, I wouldn't say I've worked with lots of people, and
It's
I'm
better to
there.
focus more on teaching music and creating your own.
I'm glad that I never really had space to work with lots of people
Why?
because I wouldn't have lots of self introspection.
Okay. So people that have worked with a lot of people don't have time for self-introspection.
Not like that. I'm talking for my side. I don't know about them.
But okay, so far, just to mention a few that you've worked with, besides Pops, I'm sure there's others that you have worked with.
Ah. I don't know, man. I tend to have problem where I have to mention people that I've worked with. It feels like I have to validate myself to be accepted
No,
in
it's
to be
not about
accepted
validation.
in certain community that, oh, so you've
No,
worked with so and so is a god is a great background. I've worked with myself and I'm still working with myself.
oh my
I'm
gosh.
still working on myself.
That's
Yes.
right. Okay, so what are you currently working on? Like now, what are you working on?
I'm trying by all means to get all beside piano, getting all these indigenous instrument, and I believe I'll have a way as well to be on the process of making this indigenous instrument, and I
Yeah,
believe we will have a way of having a workshop where we'll be able to make this indigenous instrument here in South Africa,
yeah,
and which of course it will be a great opportunity for everyone. Because
yeah,
remember the most important part, identity. Without identity, we are not going anywhere.
yeah, true.
Exactly.
So, can we expect any album from Maxwell Baloyi?
Yes, the album is coming through. That solo piano, the one that I was talking about, is coming through.
Yes.
I'm busy with that solo piano album.
Okay. So
I
it's not this
wouldn't be
year.
able to speculate the date, but it's coming through.
Okay. Do you have a name for it yet?
Yes,
What is it called?
reincarnation of faith beyond fear.
Why is it in English?
Why is it in English? Okay, so reincarnation of faith beyond fear, and then um, ku- kuthemba ukutlula kuchava. For sure, when you check most of the shows that I've been doing one and the same concept.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So do you think if you name it, if you give it like a vernac name, it's not gonna sell internationally?
No, it will sell. It's got a Venek name and it's got an English name.
Ah. Why include English? That's the question. That's what I want to understand. Hore, you will not find Michael Camilo calling his album. It's one more. It's once more once. He will not interpret it into Tsonga. What is it in Tsonga? I don't know what it in Tsonga is, but he will not interpret it in the language that is not his. So for me, if we are so proud about our culture and the indigenousness and all of that, why can't we name our albums or even our songs in our own indigenous language?
Yeah, we name them and then we put English because a borrowed language that can reach other people as well, so that they can be informed as well to learn our language, not in English. So they wouldn't learn Tonga in English.
Okay. And when it comes to teaching, are you gonna forever be a teacher? It's been 15 years already. Do you wanna teach until you become the principal of the college?
Remember when we started the interview, I told you that the process of teaching um, tends to be the other way around as well.
Yes,
So
where you
as a
learn.
teacher, you tend to learn a lot.
Yeah.
Would I stop learning? I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know when am I going to stop learning. I will continue
Yeah.
to learn from these young ones. I will to continue to learn from these great souls that I cross path with.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to those young aspiring, the young those that are aspiring, to become musicians who look up to you, and even up and coming. I mean, there's a lot of musicians that are, looking up to you as Dala. Even though I'm older than you, I don't know why they think I'm. What advice?
Hey,
What advice would you like to give them in terms of, and coming from you as a lecturer, as a musician, and as a mentor, as a mentor to others?
I remember one of my um, masters, which of course he was my piano teacher,
Yeah,
Neil Gonsalves, full of wisdom. Each and every time, wow, will tell me, find your own path. And when you find your own path, make sure that you stick to your own path,
mm,
whatever happens. Um, Spend time with other people, but don't let them take you away from your path.
yeah, yeah,
We are all unique and we have enough space. There's no way that uh, we can I can occupy your space. You know,
yeah,
we just need to encourage each other to be unique on whatever we're doing.
yeah,
We have to share space based on we are all existing and we have to coexist.
yeah,
For an example, are you aware that if artists were supporting each other, we're not going to have any challenges of poverty
yeah, absolutely.
within ourselves because we're many.
Yeah,
However, we are trapped to say we're not adequate enough to exist among each other.
mm,
That's how we're always anticipating to supported by other people who are not part of the art fraternity and music fraternity.
mm, mm,
So if there's anything that I have to project and harm each and every day, we are all unique, find our own path and learn as much as we can, not only through music. Whatever head sounds needs to be zoomed into and try to check it out.
yeah,
And let's try by all means, man. It wouldn't hurt to have to go and check business management and check some other stuff to understand
mm,
the part of the business. Because that's
yeah,
another thing that we lack as musicians. We don't even know how to write the invoice. I had Bill was saying that the other day, and I realized that it took me such a long time. I had phobia to really sit down and do an invoice and all this stuff. We
yeah,
need to be relevant. We need to understand that sounds evolves each and every day. But
yeah,
however, as much as we are musicians, there's a business part of this music that we need to master.
yeah,
And we need to take ourselves very serious because this is not a hobby, by the way.
yeah,
Whenever we hear people saying, I'm doing music is part of a hobby, you need to run away from that because this is not a hobby, it's a career.
yeah,
And beyond
yeah,
career, it needs to feed your family.
mm-hmm,
And let's not try to to um, pretend as if we are okay. Sometimes it's good to say I'm not okay.
yeah,
Let's try to help each other each and every time as musicians and artists. I think that's the
mm,
most important part. Be there for one another. I
mm-hmm.
wouldn't go deep on that. You understand what I'm talking about because you're an
Yes,
artist as yes.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think we have enough music libraries? Like, are we, are we, are we capturing our music? Are we creating history with our music, or is it just like, ke samro fela e nang le, it knows gore it tracks how many times the song was played, but actually the world doesn't have access to. Do we have libraries, music libraries?
I think there's lots of music. But when it comes to a library, I don't know if I'm getting you right. Are you talking about a library as a building where we can access music we documented lots of music where
Yes.
like people can be
Yes.
able to access.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure of.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that would be a great idea to have more music libraries where there will be lots of archives and people can be able to access that music.
Yeah. I
And
I thought maybe
I
that.
don't think Samros, I don't think Sam, sorry, I don't think Samros it's adequate enough, which of course we need more. I think they've got lots on their plate, so we need more.
Yeah.
And I guess people like you can start writing the proposal to have because that's a great initiative.
It is, right? But I'm
Actually,
gonna
you must
obviously
speak to.
I'm gonna need you guys, like I'm gonna need everybody to be like hands on, obviously, because I as much as I'm in the industry, I am not in the music space. I am more of a, you know, uh, giving the feedback on what you guys are giving us. So for that to actually happen, there's gonna be like there has to be like a very strong structure for that to take place. And tell me, if there's anything you wanna say. I know Hori, you have him on a speed dial, ne? But if there's any message you wanna send out there to Unatin Theatre, what would it be? Considering the how the music space is right now and how messed up things are. If there's anything you'd want to say to Unatin Theatre, what would it be?
Nothing. I don't have anything that
Right.
comes to my mind. I don't have anything that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Probably if you can organize a meeting with Ubawumthetho, I can say something. But right now I don't have anything to say to him, you know.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Where can people reach you? Like for bookings? Do you do corporate bookings? Do you do corporate gigs? If they wanna book you for festivals and blah blah. Do you have any information where they can reach you? On Facebook, you are Maxwell Baloyi. Do you have any other platforms out there?
Yeah,
On
on Instagram, I'm Maxwell Baloyi as well on Instagram.
Do you have a Twitter account?
It's the very same name as well on Twitter.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
for bookings via email, do you have an email address for that?
Yeah, it's a VULMAXBAL@gmail.com. Volmaxbal@gmail.com.
Oh, I've always wondered where that VUL. I'm thinking you're just trying
V
to be complicated.
V V is for Vulani. Yeah.
Volani.
Vulani.
What does it mean?
Say it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and there's no contact number for bookings.
No, I think the
Email works
email
best.
is adequate enough. We can start. I'm busy
Yes.
with my website. Hopefully, it will be up by let's say April.
In April.
Mm.
Okay, great. Is there any
And
other thing that you want to say to the people? I'm done with my questions. That's all I had for you.
uh, let's stay strong. You know, let's help each other.
Yeah,
Let's love one another.
yeah,
Let's not create a platform to depress other people. Let's be there for one another.
yeah,
Let's share opportunities. Let's not be
yeah,
greedy. And let's create more opportunities for other people. And let's keep on wishing well for other people as well.
yes.
Yes, that's
Thanks a
all.
lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Maxwell,
Thanks,
for
thanks to you. And I'm looking forward for the proposal, the one that you projected for more libraries.
yes.
Um,
I'll
yes,
work on
I
that.
know
I'll
you
work on
must.
that.
speak to Job as well.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being with us today, and we looking forward. I'm looking forward to your album, and I'm gonna be the first person to to speak about it. So even when there's a launch and all of that, please count me in because I'm gonna be supporter. And thanks for the videos that you always post. Where you go live and stuff. Yeah, keeping yourself out there. We know there's Maxwell Baloyi. Yes.
Nakens.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Cool.
Cheers. Uh, yes. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching today. We had Maxwell Baloyi who shared his information about the industry and as a music teacher. And I hope you have taken a few notes from him being the teacher who also believes that you don't have to go to music school for to be an artist. I don't know how that works, but I still disagree. um, for more, you can catch him um, on Facebook. He goes live on Facebook now and then. And if you have any questions for him, you can email him. We'll leave his details on the caption as well. That's where you'll contact him, whether on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, or on his email address. Till next time. Goodbye. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.